We are going to learn a polymer clay version of Mokume Gane today. Mokume Gane is a Japanese metal working technique. The Japanese Mokume Gane in metal is trying to simulate wood grain. So what we're going to do is use polymer clay to simulate metal, which simulates wood grain. Got that? There's several different methods. Today we're going to concentrate on one that was developed and credited to Lindley Hunani, and she uses translucent clay and metal leaf in her version. Here we have a bracelet made with shades of blue and silver leaf, and a heart with reds and silver leaf, and then this is shades of yellows and oranges with gold leaf. You can do it with any colors you want at all, but often you do a graded series of colors, so it kind of blends into a uniform, kind of color theme there. So today we're going to work on with going from reds through oranges and yellows in our sample. So I will start by showing you how to get your color grades. Now, back before Judith Skinner invented the Skinner blend, or told us about it, believe it or not, we actually blended clay a different way. Similar to what she did, we would just take a pack of clay and we could literally just cut the pack in half diagonally. I'm doing this on a tiny little scale for you today, but we only need a little bit to color our clay, but if you wanted to blend a whole pack of clay, you just cut the pack of clay in half. This is going to end up like a Skinner blend where it grades from yellow to red with all the shades of orange in between. I do want some of the pure yellow and some of the pure red. So with any kind of blending, Skinner or this, you can do that to offset your colors, and then at the end you're going to have a little stripe that's just yellow and a stripe that's just red. Okay. We don't need to do a full Skinner blend because this is such a little quantity. We'll just do it by hand. And I'm going to do 5 colors. So just divide it into 5 little pieces. And there you go. If you've done a Skinner blend, you'll recognize that you're mixing different proportions of colors. This is about half. This is about a whole here. So, because we only need tiny little bits and it'll be a quick blend, you can do it by hand. It's just individual colors. You can actually do it two-handed like that. It's individual colors rather than the graded sheet like in a Skinner blend, but if you happen to do a Skinner blend, you can just divide it into 5 parts and have 5 colors. You can do Mokume with 5 or 6 sheets. I just happen to be doing it with 5 today because I got 5 nice separate colors out of my clay when I blended it this way. When you're working with red, sometimes the pigment is a little intense and it kind of dominates. So I found that when I was blending like 6 different shades, they weren't that different, some of the darker ones, when the red took over. You can also counter that by adding a little extra. We could have done this with like a double layer of yellow and a single layer of red here. And then that would have given the yellow a little bit more boost and let it overcome the red a little bit more. But you can play with your colors when you're doing it. The goal is to have 5 different shades, starting with yellow, ending with red, and then when we're done blending these, you'll have 3 shades of orangish in between. So that's the pre-Skinner kind of blending clay. I've done a teeny little samples for you to show you how to put the leaf on. What you're going to do then is take those colors of clay you just blended, and for a big full stack of Mokume, I took about 1 ounce of translucent for each pea-sized piece of clay. So you're going to mix actually a little bit more than this into this much translucent to get a nice big sheet of translucent yellow. You're going to do that for all your colors, whatever 5 or 6 colors you pick. And I've done that. I have my 5 colors. These are what came out of my blend. The next step is to put gold leaf on the sheets. Gold leaf you can buy in any craft store. It's gold, silver, and copper are pretty common to find. You can also find a couple of colors once in a while. This is different from some of the stuff that has plastic backing on it. It's like a Jonestown foils have plastic on the back. That won't work for this method. You want to get the actual metal leaf if you're looking in the store. So we made our blend. We got our 5 or 6 colors. We mixed it into translucent. Now we have to apply the metal leaf to the back. Now, before you do that, you want to decide what is going to go on top and what's going to go on the bottom. You don't want very similar colors next to each other. You want a little bit of contrast. So I decided I'm going to put this on the bottom, and I'm going to end with this one. So set the one you're going to end with on top aside. These I already have metal leaf on. I'm going to stack those two. And the next one in my color scheme is going to be this. So when you're ready to put leaf on, you'll open up your leaf. Don't do it in front of a fan, it will blow away. Now you're going to have a bigger square of this. Sometimes if you use about an ounce, you'll have a square this big, so you can just lay the whole thing on the metal sheet. You want to run it through the pasta machine so it's very, very thin. Mine thickest is a 1, and this is all the way down to a 6, and even thinner if you can. But you just, whatever size sheet, you're going to just lay it on the foil, and it'll stick. And then you can just kind of pull it off like that. All right, and then we've got stuck to the back. We're going to add that to our stack. Make sure they're compressed, but not, you don't have to, just make sure they're all sticking.